My deadbeat son abandoned his own daughter for his new family. Now he's enraged that I'm cutting him out of the will completely. My son has a daughter with his ex-wife Josie named Ruth. Josie wasn't particularly close with any of her family, so my husband and I naturally took them in when they divorced. We do not have any problem with them because Josie was an angel. She had insisted that we didn't have to lift a finger more than before we took them in. My husband and I also held a huge hand in raising their daughter Ruth, because Matthew remarried less than a year later, and now has a 4-year-old son after disowning Ruth. All went down when 2 years ago my husband was diagnosed with lung cancer. It was hard on everyone, but Matt rarely ever visited and didn't answer our calls, often saying that we had other kids, so it wasn't like my husband was dying lonely. But last night Matt stopped by to talk about inheritance. He never mentioned Josie nor Ruth, and hinted that he thought he should get more inheritance than his siblings the entire time. My husband and I shared awkward looks until he decided to cut in. He explained that everyone would get a piece, but he'd focus more on Ruth. Matt got angry and said that Ruth was just a bastard, and that his son deserved more than her. My husband got furious after that and left the room saying that he wouldn't include Matthew at all. Matt yelled back and turned to me saying that Ruth wasn't worth it because she'd just grow up to be a whore like her mother. I told him that I'd rather have her mother as my daughter than him as my son, and insisted that he leave. I'm getting phone calls from Matt's wife and family friends saying that my husband and I overreacted, and he was just angry that we were playing favorites. I had no intention of choosing Josie over Matt, then and now, and I never discouraged Matt from visiting. I tried to make it very clear that we weren't picking and choosing when we took Josie in. We just wanted her and our granddaughter to be safe and have a good home. We had been trying to talk with Matthew for several weeks after what happened, and we were only met with silence. He and his wife would refuse us at the door, and he never answered his phone. I sat Josie down and asked her if she knew what could possibly be happening. She never talked much about her and Matt's marriage, and we never pried. Josie broke down and told us that their marriage wasn't great from the beginning, that Matt's cheating wasn't something new, and that they moved here because he told her he would stop once he was closer to his family. She says she never told us because she was embarrassed, and she didn't want to turn us against our son. Then a few days ago, Matthew came by our house well after midnight while drunk. He insisted on talking, so I brought him to the basement patio. He told me that he thought Josie was cheating on him from the beginning but had no proof nor any reason to think it. He just couldn't think that such a pretty ex-party girl would stay faithful. Josie getting pregnant wasn't off track for their bedroom life, but he just couldn't believe it. There wasn't much sense to his words, but he did say, "She's so pretty, and I love her so much. Why would she stay faithful?" He started having affairs after Ruth was born, and Josie knew she stayed because she didn't want Ruth to have a dysfunctional family. Eventually, he started repeating that he effed up, and being a crappy father is the only thing he's good at, and that he can't disappoint anyone if there's nothing to look forward to with him. He said, "I'm in his hole and that's it. No changing it. I'm not good for being the villain," and called his wife for a ride home. He's gone back to ignoring us, and I'm not sure what to do. His wife Ellie has told us that she's tried and it's not a fight we're going to win. In an even longer story short, Ruth is 100% Matt's daughter, and it looks like we're going to have to raise our grandson too.